Hello friends, how are you today? I hope that you're having a great day so far, and I hope that it only gets better. And now we can hang out together. Hi! This is the first time that we're meeting. Oh my god, my face is so fucking itchy right now. Why? And makeup on, it doesn't work. Hi. If this is our first time meeting, I would just like to introduce myself. Nice to meet you. My name is Paige Layle. You may know me from TikTok. If you're not doing so already, feel free to check out my TikTok at Paige Layle. And while you're at it, you can follow my Instagram with the same name. I am autistic. And so over here we talk about autism and stuff. And we have a pretty good time if I do say so myself. If this is not your first time and we are already friends, I would just like to say that you look so beautiful today. And I also am just so happy that we get to hang out again because I really like hanging out with you and you're a lot of fun. This video is for anyone who is like me and is autistic or has sensory issues and long hair at the same time. It is also for parents or for people that do the hair of children that may be like me. I've always had long hair. This is actually the shortest my hair has been since it started growing from my head and was this length before it became long. And it's still pretty long. It's long. I got long hair. Over the years, I have had to dive into and explore many a hairstyle, and I found some things that work for me and some things that really don't work for me. I wanted to share some of those, share some of my tips and tricks for hair on people that are not fond of hair. And also, I think that all of these look cute and they serve a purpose, which is pretty dope. Let's just get right into it. Alrighty. A few things to disclaim from the start. Some of these hairstyles may be sensory friendly to wear for you, but not to do. They may be sensory friendly to do, but not to wear for you. Or they could be a mix of both. Maybe you hate them all, or you could love them all. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. If you do any of these and you end up hating them and hating your life, I'm very sorry. Please do not hold me accountable for it, though I'm really just trying my best. Tip number 1, if possible, have the autistic person do their own hair. At least for me, I am very uncomfortable if anyone else is doing my hair. However, doing any of these on myself is not near as bad as someone doing this to me. Me pulling my own hair, whatever. Someone else pulling my hair, get away from me now. Tip number 2, I would recommend having a lot of different utensils that you use for your hair, because it is not one size fits all, let me tell you, on a whole head, and for multiple things you need to have multiple different dudes to use, different tools. For a hairbrush, may I just say, those little stupid ones with just all the bristles feel like absolute butthole, and they don't do anything. It takes 85 years to get knots out. However, they are better for your hair. So what I do is a little bit of an in-betweener. I have one that is both, and the parts that are not the bristles stick out farther, so that's what I feel against my head, which is way better than those stupid bristles against your head. Also, of course, air drying and towel drying as much as possible, and brushing your hair when it is dry, or at least mostly dry, because when your hair is wet, that is when it is most likely to break. All right, and in general, here are the main things that are big no's or big yeses for me. Any ponytail or any part being super, super tight and really yanking on my hair. Big no. If anything's too tight, then when I move my head, I'm going to feel little strands that are just too tight that keep pulling. Not comfy, not fun. Restricts a lot of things. My head feels like there's a lot of tension going on. The looser the ponytail, the nicer it's going to feel for your scalp. The trick is finding the perfect amount of tension where it's not too loose. That hair is going to flip-flop everywhere or it's going to fall out, but it's not too tight to make you uncomfortable and to make it feel like those strands are going to be ripped out of your freaking head. You just want to yank them out yourself because it's so annoying. Bobby pins. Usually a big no for me. The only time bobby pins are okay are when they are the dancer bobby pins for buns. The point of these bobby pins is to not stick hair right onto your scalp. That's the problem of regular bobby pins usually. And if you really get the bobby pin to stay in there and hold stuff, you can feel it. It's tight on your scalp. I don't like it. The dancer bobby pins, though, strictly go into the bun or whatever it is that you have made on your head. That's fine. Holding that together, great. As long as it's not on my scalp, fine. In lieu of bobby pins, barrettes work fab. Barrettes are a lot nicer, usually. And they're prettier and can come in different shapes and colors. And you can use them to match your outfit or go with the vibe. Bobby pins are just kind of butt. Headbands? No. No for me. They're so cute and I love headbands and I wish that I liked them. But the thing is, just, I guess the pressure back here gives me an intense headache. Headbands that wrap all the way around are fine as long as they're not slipping, because that's horrid, because then you just got all this hair. I just want to find one that doesn't give me a headache, and then I'll think differently, because I love headbands. Another tip, the further away the hair elastic is from the scalp of your head, the better it's going to be, the easier it's going to be to take that elastic out. Another tip though, when you are tying elastics that happen to be close, or even just in general, why it gets rippy and weird like that is because when you're pulling the hair through, other hairs that aren't involved in the base of your ponytail are getting sucked up through it, and so then it's not as neat and clean. What I do is when I'm ponytailing, I'll always have a finger underneath to catch those little extra strands to stop them from getting in, and it makes a much cleaner expel of the elastic later on. Hats? No. Hats are a no for me, dog. I don't like the feeling of things on my head. In the winter, I'll wear headbands that go all the way around and cover your ears. Okay, so to get into some of the hairstyles for this video, you're going to want to know a few different types of braids. If you want to. You don't have to do any of these things, but here are the different braids that I use primarily. Hi guys. I think now is a good time to talk about BetterHelp, the sponsor for today's video. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and to help you, all online. You have the ability to schedule video or phone call sessions with your therapist, and you also get unlimited chat messages with them, all from the comfort of your own home at your convenience. There are over 20,000 licensed therapists currently working with BetterHelp now. That's a whole lot. Once you fill out the questionnaire, BetterHelp will be able to assess your needs more and match you with a therapist they think will work best with you. And they'll do so within the first 48 hours of you completing the questionnaire. But no worries, if you're not vibing with your therapist or you just want to try something else out, you can switch to a different therapist at any time with no charge. As an autistic person, the idea of going into new places or new buildings is sometimes so terrifying that I will just not do it. Having different avenues like BetterHelp are incredibly helpful to me to be able to get the therapy that I need while also being accessible to my disability. It really makes a difference to me to be able to reach out and message my therapist right then and there. Even if I am physically alone, it helps make me feel like I'm not actually alone. Join over 3 million other people who are taking charge of their mental health today by joining BetterHelp with my code Layle, that's Layle. Go to betterhelp.com/Layle, that's better HELP/Layle. The link is also down below in the description. You could go click that. You will get 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I sincerely hope that you get the help that you need and deserve in whatever way that works best for you, and hopefully BetterHelp can be a way that works for a lot of you guys. There are 5 braids that I'm going to do today, and these are them. The first one is a traditional 3-stranded braid, which looks like this. You bring the right into the center, then the left into the center, then the right to the center, left to the center. Yeah. Then there is also a French braid, which is a little bit more difficult, but is the exact same thing, except when you're bringing a piece over to the center, you're also going to grab more hair along your scalp. And you will continue doing that on each side, the left side and the right side, as you go down the scalp of your head. The next braid is a fishtail braid, which looks complicated. It's super not. It's really easy. Instead of 3 strands, you're gonna have 2. It's really the same premise as a braid, where you want to bring the right side to the center, then the left side to the center. But how do you do that with 2? You go on the outside of one, into the center of the other. The outside of that one, into the center of the other. A Dutch braid is the same thing as a French braid, except backwards. As we said, in the French braid, you're going to take a piece from the outside and bring it to the inside. We're going to do the same thing with the Dutch braid, but instead of going over top of the inside, you go underneath, and that will create a pop-out effect of the braid. And then the last and final one that I'm going to talk about today is a rope braid. A rope braid, you take 2 pieces and you're going to twist the butt out of them. You're going to twist them both the same direction. Now, let's say you twist your 2 braids clockwise. You are then going to wrap them counterclockwise. Those are the braids that I use primarily. Without further ado, let's get into it. This is my go-to hairstyle. This is what I do as soon as I'm done work. This is how I wear my hair to bed. This is what I do when I'm busy and have to do a lot of things, when I'm in sports and have to do things. I will take my hair and twist it into a bun on the top of my head. This is 10 out of 10 my favorite sensory hairstyle because hair is not in my face, which means that nothing is touching my face and bothering my face, but it also means that my field of vision is never being obstructed by my hair. And also, one of the cool things about putting your hair up in a bun like this and having it twist is that if you leave it in for a long time, when you take it out, it's all wavy and it looks really nice. It's also great if you're hot because no hair is going to touch your skin. You can also do different things at the front if you wanted to. Add things like headbands if you're a headband person, bow, or a cool scrunchie. If you're someone who likes to put their hair behind their ears a lot, this is a hairstyle for you. This is what I like to call the I don't want to put my hair behind my ears all day hairstyle. What you're gonna want to do is take a pretty big chunk all the way from behind your ear and make a ponytail right above your ear. This one's gonna be pretty loose right now because we're gonna do something with it. Stick a hole here all the way through your ponytail, and then you're gonna take the ponytail that you made, bring it forward, flip it through. Now it's behind and it looks like a little topsy-turvy guy. Touching your hair a lot is something that is going to make your hair greasier because of the oils on your fingers, etc. So as much as you can put your hair up and not have to worry about it, that's great for me. Love to hear that. My next hairstyle is a low bun. A low bun to me isn't the best sensorily just because I have layers, as you can see right here. Got my bangs and stuff, just whip it out, which is fine. You can also kind of feel it at the base of your head. It's not the worst thing. It's like an 8 out of 10. A low bun can be easier for people to do on themselves, especially if they have mobility issues with their arms, because reaching up there and yanking and pulling, you know, that's a whole thing. You don't have to go upside down at all to try to do it. It's just straight up hair here. Start with a low ponytail, boop boop, make it into a bun, tie that off. And of course there's variations here too. I like to do this with braids sometimes, different kinds of braids. Still not too bad to sleep on, especially on your sides. If you're a side sleeper, if you're a back sleeper, it is a little uncomfy. I also will sleep with it sometimes. I will part my hair in half, usually directly in half, with a comb that has a thing that helps you part hair better. I'll take each section and wet it and then find a sock that's really long and wrap my hair around the sock, tie that off, and sleep like that. The next morning your hair is already done, beauty, curly, awesome, and you didn't have to hold a curler and do a lot of stuff or take a lot of time. Now this hairstyle is my go-to all the time. I like having my hair down, but I want it out of my face and out of my way. And how I do that is I tie up the top half of my hair. You can do this by just tying up one ponytail, top half of your hair, make it into a bun, do little space buns, do whatever. My go-to is usually 2 different little ponytails on the top of my head. And there's a butt ton of variations in that too. I will French braid until that moment, or I'll do some bubble braids, which is a lot of hair elastics. I will do rope braid or fishtail braid once they're up there. I like to do lots of different things because that is one of my go-to hairstyles that I'm like always wearing. For me, it's also great for volume, like giving my hair a little oomph. It's also symmetrical and that makes me happy. And for me at least, it always works. It's always foolproof. I always love it. It always looks good. My hair is down, but it's behind me, but my hair is still down and I'm still Rapunzel doing her thing. And then the last one that I suggest for sensory hairstyles is just a good old high ponytail. Especially if your hair is a little bit shorter than mine, that ponytail is likely not going to touch you very much. However, tips for that, using multiple elastics at the base of your ponytail will help make your hair stay in one place and not whip around too much, so it may touch you less. Also, making that ponytail into a braid or something will also restrict its movement because now it has to move as one solid unit instead of just little flowy strands of hair doing their thing. A high ponytail is usually good for keeping your hair out of your face. You can see and do things. It's not going to get in your way. She's not my fave personally, but used to be my fave when I was a kid, and it used to always go on one side. Yeah. Here are some hairstyles that I personally think are a no-go. Having my hair just down in general, not a vibe. It needs to be something else. Because if it's down in general, I'll be moving it and playing with it, doing stuff to it all the time. Although I like having my hair down, I like how it looks, it doesn't work for me very well. I would also be careful with bangs because they will touch your face and it will be hard to get them out of your face. I also am not a fan of a low pony or a low anything going down either side. I don't like how it feels on my neck. Any kind of braid or anything that goes against my hair's natural growth pattern, any braid or anything that takes a really long time to do, I don't even think that's a sensory thing. I mean, your arms start to hurt. I just don't have time, you know? I don't have time. I got other stuff to do rather than do something very intricate with my hair. You know, if I have a little bit of time or I'm bored and I'm in a meeting, I'll do a fishtail braid because it takes a minute. But like, that's it. I'm not gonna be doing a not so wild thing. I personally like long hair, and I think that's because if my hair was short and it was near my neck, and if it was touching my neck, I would not have a good time. I'm also personally not a fan of like those tiny braids that girls are doing at the front of their face. That's just the worst. I don't want things touching my face. So cool, there you go. I hope that some of these hairstyles are helpful for you or for your autistic child or just any children in general, and you just want their hair to just be good for them. Friggin' thanks guys for being here. So I love you so much. And you know what? I'll talk to you later, okay? I will be here later and talk to you. It's been a slice, my dudes. You know what? I'll see you next week, okay? Swagged up. Okay, love you, bye. This is the end of the video song. This video's to tell you the video's done. If you're hearing this, it's because the video's done. Go watch another one. Boop, boop. Have a good day. Love you so much. Bye.